know, that really grinds my gears.
Stream Elements says, Scorpwana is now live. Streaming Star Trek Online. Star Trek Online, the countdown starts NEOW. June 17, 2022.
That's lame. It didn't say NEOW. Ooh. Well, I'll take it if no one else is. Yeah.
Suck it!
Suck it! Kitsa, kitsa.
You know, that really grinds my gears.
CMDR_Rizzle says, LMAO nice. CMDR_Rizzle says, sup dude.
What's up, dude? I just ate nasty pizza. Oh, goodness gracious. Belched again. This way. Nothing but work and this. Apparently they took away one of my vacation off days and make me work that day for next week. Yeah.
Hello there.
Hello there. Hello, Ox. How's it going, dude? Welcome to the weekend. Did you have fun moving stuff today? Which I don't know if I'm like... If I was approved for the vacation time off, and I worked that day...
OXNYX053 says, sure?
Sure? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, that was fast. See if I can get there before. Yes. Go down here and shoot some more Voth. Because next week was supposed to be the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday approved vacation time. So if it's approved and they're making me work Tuesday, will it come back off, or will it show like a double day of work? If I'm already going to get paid 8 hours of work for vacation and work at that same time? I'm confused. But it's okay, I stay confused. I'm a very confused person.
OXNYX053 says, could it be a scheduling error?
No, our manager is going to be going to work at another store that week, all of a sudden, and it's completely shifted around the schedule there at the store. So they haven't put it into the computer as a scheduling change, but they've written it on the paper schedule that we have posted on a wall. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this. Cause like, are they gonna pay me for being off, or they're gonna pay me for being clocked in, and not give me my vacation? Because I can't put in for the vacation if I lose the vacation.
CMDR_Rizzle says, take time off the week after. Tell them you already booked your flight to Risa to seek Jamaharan.
I've already got my ship packed up and everything. My shuttle. Well, I'm going to tell them my shuttle's ready. I'm going to say, what shuttle? I said the shuttle to Risa. What? Exactly.
OXNYX053 says, you know you could just say, I'm not working that day.
Right? They didn't ask me at all either. They just put it on the schedule. Or the manager just put it on the schedule.
OXNYX053 says, it is approved paid time off.
Right?
Surreal_claps says, all rise for the anthem on our way to Risa.
This concludes our broadcast day.
OXNYX053 says, how did you find out that you were working?
Um,
Surreal_claps says, thank you everyone for your time. Our anthem has concluded and you may all now be seated.
you may not be
Bless.
seated. When I got to work today, the assistant was there, and she showed me on the schedule that it was there. She said, well, I didn't do it, but the manager did. And it's like, huh. I said, well, she's supposedly going to be at a different store all week long, and we don't have anybody else to work or something. And so it's like, huh, okay, whatever. So now I'm thinking, like, since I can't put in for the vacation because it's already been put in, so it takes the time away, like how much time I have left for vacation on the Legion app thing that we use to look at our schedules and stuff with eventually. So like it'll eat up the time and say, okay, this time's been approved, so take it away from being able to be used. So I can't schedule the time of that vacation back unless it's somehow disapproved for that day and re-entered into my vacation amount or something. I don't know how that works. I'm gonna try to point a lot of that out tomorrow, but I don't have anything to look at because today I wanted to go like into the office and look on the computer and stuff to see if there's like a thing about that, but they don't have any kind of information.
OXNYX053 says, well, you mean you don't have anyone to work it? My time off has been spent. Give me double the time back, in writing, and I'll come in.
Yeah, I don't know how it goes, because this is like the first time I've actually used vacation at Dollar General, because I've always gotten screwed kind of out of it every single year. Like unable to take it because of because they can not approve it. Like if you want to take it, they can say no if they need you for something. That's in the actual handbook, if it's not approved time. So, but it's approved. So that's what's confusing me. Like, how's that day going to look? Like, if I work that day, it'll show me clocking in and it'll show me with vacation. Will it give me double pay that day? 'Cause that's the only reason I took the vacations anyway in the first place, was to get the pay out of it before my annual restart starts again. Because every year on your hire date, it goes back again. If you qualify for vacation, it resets itself and it gets rid of all the previous vacation time you didn't take from the earlier part. And I've always been... It's like the first time, whenever I became a full-time employee, I couldn't take my vacation because like a month before my restart or my annual reset or something like that. And like, I was like, okay, what's going on? And they said, well, you have vacation time. I was like, we got vacation time? He says, yeah, since you became full-time last week. I was like, oh, really? How much do I have? And they said 120 hours. I was like, wow. But the thing was, you had to put in your vacation time a month in advance, usually, in order to give them enough of a notice to use your vacation, So I couldn't do that because within less than a month, I was going to reset anyway. So I couldn't have it, apparently. So I lost it the first year that way. And the second time around was too busy losing people at the store, in and out. Never could hold on to any kind of employee. Or something would happen to cause the work schedule to go nuts. And so I never had time to actually schedule time to work, to be on vacation. And then it's whenever I transferred to the other store and they bumped me back down to part-time and it took away the vacation. But then I got vacation back, and that's the first time I've actually put in to use it. Wow, they're really tearing up the dinosaurs here today, the Rex. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may have to just go in there and ask a question or something like that.
Rising Sun 5 says, hey, how's it going?
It's a going. Everyone's tearing up these Rexes here of Dyson. Like that one there. I'm just going to look. I'm not going to like participate. I'm just going to watch, see the damage. Because there's just one person who keeps running away.
_claps says, it is now the House of the Rising Sun.
House of the Rising Sun. There's just one person's running away from both of these Rexes.
_claps says, does that make us all animals?
Animal. Laminas. It's the only thing I remember off of, what is it? Muppet Babies. Lamina spelled backwards is animal. Oh, that guy must not be over there. I just,
All 3 silos are under Allied control. Excellent work.
Command center.
The Bob Fortress has engaged transporters. Troops inbound.
I mean, I wish I could like probably contact the district manager, but I don't have that I don't have the phone number. So like just ask.
Rising Sun 5 says, it's been a while since I've listened to that song. I'm gonna go fix it now.
Go fix that song now. Go fix it. Fix it. Like, how will that affect it? Is what I'm just curious about.
Surreal _claps says, hot friend.
Let's see, Michael. I gotta go in tomorrow earlier than today. It's really depressing going to work there.
OXNYX053 says, company-based usury rules standards would forbid time off to grant overtime. So if you get hours, the system should pull a paid day off. But it also might create a HR conflict.
Like within their self? I just wonder like how it's going to look. Like if I go in that day and it's already going to be paying me for my off time, then all of a sudden it sees me clocking in. Was that gonna like flag something, like saying, "Oh, wait a minute, why is this person clocking in if they have a vacation? Is it gonna cause an issue?" That's what I'm curious about. Oh, 1 minute.
OXNYX053 says, and in the future, put in for time off you know they will refuse, so you can force them to pay you based upon them refusing to let you take the time.
That's the thing. It's got a thing in there like the manager has the right to like approve or not approve the requested time off or whatever. So they could say no.
Rising Sun 5 says, probably depends on the system they use. But breaking systems is always fun.
Oh yeah, especially since it's the one where I work at. I mean, they use if it's a register system, it's a 1996 IBM / bought out by Toshiba.
OXNYX053 says, oh, and the HR conflict will completely be a you are in trouble till we decide otherwise deal.
Yeah, I doubt I'd be the one in trouble. Employees are already jealous of me taking off for 3 days a week with my vacation time or whatever because a lot of them don't get it. But if I'm not there, then there's like no choices or something for somebody to be there, or not be there or whatever. Which is not really fair. I mean, the way that it is at work, because we have it's the manager.
OXNYX053 says, so take a picture of the adjusted schedule, and get in writing that you are needed to work.
That's well, I won't see the manager either. She's like gonna be gone the whole week to go to another store and not stop by our store at all. And you can't like contact them because they don't answer the damn phone or messages. So I could message them on Facebook. I think I'll do that after the stream. I'll message and ask a question. What's that going to do to my the vacation time that I already have off? I mean, I can't re-request it because it's already been approved. So is it going to conflict that day and cause an issue? I should. I'm going to message that whenever I get the opportunity. But as it stands in our store on who works and does what, it's the manager, assistant manager, myself, a key holder, and another key holder, and then we have a part-time that's just a regular cashier position but can't do the cash register at all, but can only stock. Then we have another person that can partially do the cash register but can't check out tobacco products or alcohol. So no matter what, it's always like, you know, one of us has to be there to actually do those kind of sales, because the kind of those sales are like every other person or maybe 10 people in a row, you know. So they can't check them out at all because they're underage, which doesn't make any sense. That's just what I'm told. I asked the question, like, there's a manager that's at some other store or whatever and is 18 years of age, and they open the store and are there by themselves for like up until 2 o'clock.
OXNYX053 says, text them, I have approved paid time off that day, and I'm not working it unless I get that time back.
Oh, then they'll probably all get mad at me then. Somebody will, that's for sure. And there's no retaliation in the company, so they'll retaliate. That's for damn sure. There's some vindictive shit that happens all the time. But I was always wondering, like, if this manager that's at some other store in our district or something like that is 18 and they're selling tobacco and alcohol in the morning time, You know, they're there by themselves with nobody else. How are they selling it if they're not supposed to? And I'm so damn confused because we have an associate that can't do that, or is supposedly said that they can't. You know, it's not that they have said it, but it's the, I don't know if it's a manager before or those higher up that said that they can't because they're underage and aren't allowed to sell it or touch it or something like that. I don't understand it, but it's really confusing.
OXNYX053 says, or overtime for spending the time.
Yeah. I just wonder if it's actually going in. I mean, I was going to check on my paycheck stub online for these vacations that I've had to see how it's looking and all that, but then we didn't have the internet and I wasn't at work, so I couldn't check it, and I don't have a smartphone, and it's kind of easier to check using a computer versus a phone anyway. So I had to wait. I've yet to look at that. I get a message like in my email that tells me how much I've made for that week, but it doesn't tell me anything else. It's really limited. You have to go like look it up yourself and all that. Yeah, I can look it up at work. It's easy to do there, but well, actually, I had to change my password again. Damn it, I don't know my new password. I have to change it again to get another one. Fuckers. Always changing them damn passwords. It doesn't really give a shit if you have to like look that shit up all the time. It makes no sense. Like every 3 weeks or so, you gotta change your password for logging into shit. And then you can't use the same one you've used like for the past 90 days or something like that either. But I'm looking into that just before next Tuesday, because that's the day they have me down to work. Then I'm thinking, what if they're making me work that day too? Because that's the day we get our fresh truck, and I've been scheduling myself to have a vacation day every day that the fresh truck comes, because I'm tired of putting that shit out right now. And maybe they're thinking, okay, well, I'll fix him and let's make him work those days. I don't know. I do know that the manager is definitely going to go work at a different store all week long. We are understaffed because of that, because of myself actually being on vacation. There's an associate that's not getting a single day off that whole week because I'm on vacation. That makes me feel like shit. And they won't hire anybody else because we have plenty of people. But if you have people that, you know, work there and they can't do all the job duties that are required of each employee or whatever, then that confuses me. I don't understand. I mean, I came from a store where when you got hired there, you went in for the interview. You know, you sat there with the manager. They told you exactly what they expect of you to do in the store, like be able to pick up 50 pounds or more or something like that, stand on your feet. You know, they give you the rundown of what your abilities have to be, even though they do not discriminate. Dollar General does not discriminate whenever they hire somebody. So I'm guessing anybody that has a disability that like they're missing all their limbs, they can go in there and say, hey, I want a job here, and they're like, okay. No, they're going to discriminate because of that. I can guarantee it. They're not going to hire somebody that's like, can't move anything below their neck, kind of situation. But I think there just has to be a thing about that. I don't know, like, they'll tell certain people, like whenever people get a job, they'll say, oh, hey, well, this is going to be your job. You're just going to stock. Like, okay, but whenever you get there, then they're like, oh, we need you to run the register. And you're like, okay. You're like, oh, well, we need you to do this. We need you to do that. I'm thinking they keep adding all this bullshit.
OXNYX053 says, according to AR laws, anyone can sell tobacco. As for alcohol, 18 to 20-year-olds need a parent or legal guardian to sign a permission slip to sell. 21 over is okay.
So that's Murdoch one of the things.
Blind pilots deserve to get hired.
Blind pilots deserve to get hired. Hello, Murdochs. So that's the thing. I never could find it like on a website or actual law myself to present this information to anyone. It always was just like mind-blowing, you know, that we have this stuff to sell, but if you're under a certain age, you can't sell it, so why even be a cashier, you know, type situation. I mean, I can understand it like at a Walmart or something, because they actually do have just a line where you can only buy certain things, you know. But at a Dollar General, well, there's only going to be two of you at a register at one time there, or one of you mostly. It would really help out, though, if
Surreal
I could
_
figure that
claps
out.
says, handless train conductors are a must. Especially if they are also missing their legs and ears. Top priority hire right there LMAO.
Well, see, that's one of the things I was like getting after, is the whole, like, if on break or whatever, there's like these posters in our break room that's like certain laws and things or whatever we can read, and while we're sitting there trying to relax. Loomis, he's not going to come back. I'm sorry.
OXNYX053 says, https://www.surfsafe.com/downloads/pdfs/ssaqlaws/Arkansas.
Okay, I'm going to save this and I'm going to read it after the stream. Thank you for that. Whenever I worked at the Louisiana, and we had to go take the ABO class or whatever to like get a certificate.
OXNYX053 says, and if a 18 to 20-year-old lives on their own, they are a self-guardian.
Well, ours, the one that's 20 years old, she's still lives with her parents, so they're technically the guardian.
OXNYX053 says, https://www.atc.arkansas.gov/aboutus/faqs/. OXNYX053 says, that one is for tobacco.
Oh.
Surreal _ claps says, at Oxnix053 seriously? Damn, I was one of those for a minute. Who knew?
Just follow the labor laws. How old do you have to be to sell cigarettes or tobacco products? There is no age limit. You just follow the labor laws. What the hell are the labor laws then? The fuck? But it's always been like a little bit of an issue.
Surreal _ claps says, got into a fight with me padre at 18 right after graduation, spent a year and some change on my own until things reunited and reforged. OXNYX053 says, I used to work with an emancipated minor, that was quite a trip. She was 15, but legally counted as 18.
Wow. That's interesting. So, like, she was technically an adult at 15 if she was by herself. And that's one of the things, like, over the years, you know, you hear about, like, kids, like, suing their parents and like, able to like, divorce their parents in a way or something like that, you know? And emancipate, like you're saying. And it's like, what in the fuck, you know? Like, I can imagine like a 5 to 10-year-old like running around there trying to get a job, you know, to support themselves.
OXNYX053 says, you've got to look up your county standards. But it should not be more severe than the alcohol.
Okay, so I gotta look up the county that the store is in. Out of water again. Get another bottle. But I don't know. That was like whenever the associate had gotten hired, there was some sort of an agreement or something about the age or something required to do stuff or whatever. I don't know. It's just. And then another associate and myself were talking today about, like, if you work with certain individuals, well, you can't do certain things. Like, for instance, if tomorrow.
OXNYX053 says, the sheriff should have a FAQ page that should cover it.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I don't even know where they're at. I don't know where they come from, the sheriffs and chiefs of police and all that kind of stuff around where I'm at. I know we have a town, technically he's a constable, which I thought that was just a British thing at one time. But it's the town cop. And I don't know if he's aware of any of it either.
OXNYX053 says, spent over 10 years in the service industry.
Yeah, a lot of the reason I don't know a lot about that kind of like selling certain things is because I didn't have to worry about it at the previous store that I worked at for as long as I worked there, because we weren't allowed. The county itself was a dry county, so we couldn't sell alcohol. And whenever the land was purchased from the previous landowner that the store sat on, an agreement was struck between Dollar General and the owner to not sell cigarettes, because the landowner had a convenience store that actually sold it. So when we went to the class and everything about this stuff and got our little individual license cards or whatever it is, we didn't even have to use it because we couldn't sell it anyway. And I didn't have to worry about learning anything about it or anything, and just seeing the people's surprised face or whatever when they come in there and ask for a pack of something or whatever, and then they'd notice we didn't even have them there. It was just a shock. They're like, y'all don't? I said, no. Then they'd ask why, I'd have to tell them. They said, well, that's stupid. I said, I know, but what do you do, right? I remember that time, though, that the store that I was at before tried to.
OXNYX053 says, AR. Kootenai name. Sheriff. Gov/FAQ mjith get you to the page. But a search listing Arkansas County and Sheriff.
Yeah, I don't even know who the sheriff person may be. They have elections or something going on, or did. I can't remember. Ugh. Damn it. But it's just one of those things I've always just been curious about. Like, what if we've, like, just not allowed it to be done, or, like, had this employee actually be able to sell because of ignorance of the law, Like, they think a certain way that the associate can't, but they actually could, Like I was saying, another associate and myself were talking tonight about whenever we work with certain ones at the store, that you're kind of hindered in a way to what you can actually do. Like, you can't really go on break, but we're told we have to. Now, the previous manager that was at the store that I'm at always told me if I worked with with the one that can't sell any of this stuff or whatever, but can work a register, not to even bother clocking out, because take your break, go get something to eat or whatever inside the store, because you can't leave the grounds at all. So that if they have to, they can call for you to come to the register, and you could check people out that are buying alcohol or tobacco product. Well, this manager that we have now wants us to always clock out. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to follow the Dollar General clock in and out thing for when you go on break. If you are needed and you're on break, you clock back in. You do whatever you're needed to do. You clock back out, go back on the rest of your break. Now, during a 30-minute break, at least 20 plus times you have to go to that register, because someone's going to be buying beer or somebody's going to be buying cigarettes. That's a thing every single time. So if that's the case, my break would last pretty pretty much all day, you know. I'd actually tried that one time too, and they were kind of frustrated at me. I'm thinking, but that's the way you're supposed to do it. You know, if you're gonna cause that to happen, it's insane. But granted, the employees work great though. You know, other than the fact that one can't be on a register at all, and one can partially be on one. You know, and it's not their fault that because of that. I mean, they got hired and were told what they needed to do.
OXNYX053 says, and is that an issue?
Oh, is what an issue? Which part of it? Because I've been rambling. It's only an issue like if you get busy and you know people are getting upset because they have to wait in line, but there's a reason, you know. It's not an issue with me. I'm just like kind of repeating back part of a conversation in a way that we were talking about before. The Dollar General sees it as an issue if you have to clock in and out.
OXNYX053 says, endless break? Like Nedless shrimp at Red Lobster.
Yeah, it causes the scheduling of the store or whatever to flag the store or something about the break time. Too many clock in and outs or something like that.
Double kill.
Unreal, boy. Yeah, it's too many clock in and outs or something, and then it can cause the district manager to get mad about it or something. But it's in the rule or the policy of the store. Like if you were on break and you were needed, you clock back in, you do whatever, you clock back out. But if that's the case, like if you're needed all the damn time, then it's like an endless cycle. Clock in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. You know. They already have it where it says like clock in, meal break in, or meal out, or whatever, clock out. And if you accidentally click the wrong one, whenever you're going through the list, clocking in and out, then they have a big hissy fit about it. You have to go in there and correct it on the computer.
Murdoch says, so I thought episode 5 of Obi-Wan Kenobi was pretty good. Wasn't perfect I am sure, but Vader is looking good. Kicking ass.
Yeah, Vader's awesome.
Arcanoloth says, the term you are looking for is malicious compliance.
Malicious compliance. Not complying with something of the thing.
Arcanoloth says, you are following one rule, which causes you to break another, in a way that wastes management's time.
Yeah. That's like whenever we're told to do certain things.
And if this keeps happening, perhaps they will change the rule, or chill the F out.
Yeah, they've always had this like problem anyway with the stores where they understaff like too much, to where nobody can get shit done. Like for instance, whenever the say those that are not salary, assistant manager and whatever, say the assistant has to open up on Sunday by themselves. They're there until somebody else comes in.
OXNYX053 says, malicious compliance, following the stupid rules, just to make problems.
Right.
Murdoch says, you just need to start pooping in the manager's chair, but don't get caught, then they will all leave and they will leave you alone.
But like on Sunday, the assistant manager
Arcanoloth says, haha,
usually has to work by themselves until somebody else gets there. Well, somebody can get there like 2 o'clock, or whatever, and they get there like about.
Says, and then I shit in his chair.
The
Arcanoloth says, take that.
They get there at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're scheduled to take a 30-minute break that day. But how do they take a break if you're the only one there? You know. And it's like at 2 o'clock or something like that is when you get off.
Claps says, LUL.
So they don't take the break because they can't take it, but then yet they get in trouble for not taking the break. I mean, it's insane. I can't really figure shit out. The thought process that goes into a corporation that's been around since 1939. Like their little rules and shit. They use the term insubordination too. If someone asks you to do something and you don't do it or whatever like that, that's insubordination. I'm thinking that's a military term, sir. But yeah, insubordinate behavior kind of shit.
CMDR_Rizzle says, what's the new command? Murdoch says, just say it's a mutiny.
Grind gears.
Arcanoloth says, if they don't take the break, they are in violation of
that really
state and federal
grinds my gears.
laws. If they take the break and store is understaffed, then they are only violating store policy.
Yeah. That's the thing, like it kind of rides the line, because they'll go into those conference calls or whatever certain mornings of the week about like who didn't do what or whatever didn't happen, and like issues or something that have been reported through the store stuff.
So they can get as mad as they want, but a tip to the corporate legal department or Department of Labor about violation of labor laws will force them to take action.
Oh, they'll just probably pay somebody off to make them shut up. That's all. I mean, there's been so many damn lawsuits in that company, I swear. They're in it for the money. They don't give a shit about people. Customers only right if they pay enough. And I'm probably breaking like media policy or some shit just talking about this.
Yet all comes down to money.
Money, 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 money. Okay. Let's go over here. Ooh, the Rex is about to pop. Faster.
OXNYX053 says, insubordination in the workplace refers to an employee's intentional refusal to obey an employer's lawful and reasonable orders. If the order is not reasonable, no issue.
Right. It's like when
Arcanoloth says, I was reading about the Seattle Amazon warehouse having too many accidents and unemployment claims, so when this happens, the feds make the offender pay a higher rate into the fund for unemployed and disabled people to reflect them drawing more money out. Surreal_Claps says, do you find citizens take part in Elder Scrolls Online?
What?
OXNYX053 says, also, and I'll get to it when I can, is the opposite of insubordination. Arcanoloth says, so Amazon decided they didn't like paying for all the government money they were spending, so they lobbied local politicians to create a new risk pool only for them, that charges the lowest rate.
It's like
Murdoch
when I
says,
got
I like Space Invaders.
when I got told that I was like going to be terminated for insubordination
says,
at the previous
my bro-in-law who works in safety said yeah, that sounds about right. I asked how is that legal? He said this is America, don't like the law, pay to change it.
Pay to change it. Like the previous store that I worked at,
Arcanoloth says, that's a real_claps friend of mine bought me a copy. Not sure if I like it.
I had gotten a write-up for like a termination write-up for insubordination because of I refused to sign a write-up form that I said was not a just kind of write-up form.
Surreal_Claps says, imagine if the world was like the movie Bright from Netflix. Elves would have all the money and power, and I hate those pointy-eared bastards. Just had to state that for the 40th time this week.
Pointy-eared bastards.
CMDR_Rizzle says, haven't played in years.
Pointy-eared
Surreal_Claps says, at Arcanoloth I bought the Ultimate Edition on sale for $28. Surreal underscore claps says, haven't played it yet though.
But like the only reason I didn't sign the write-up was because I didn't agree with it, because the previous night it was like a Memorial weekend for one. We had a super clearance event sale. We had to put the ad out. We had to do the recovery of the store. We had a truck to put out as well. And we were all supposed to have all this stuff done within the 4 hours that we were only there. And we were unable to do this. So we got a write-up for it.
Claps says, was hoping for any good reviews and species preferences. I'm a big fan of the lore, so have decent hopes for the game.
And in having a write-up, I didn't agree with it, so I ripped that son of a bitch in half, and I said, I'm not going to sign this. And then they got all pissy and stuff like that, and wrote me up for insubordination. But then the transfer thing happened, and I didn't lose my job. I just went to a different store.
Arcanoloth says, at surreal underscore claps, my issue is, you can just buy the expansions on sale from Humble for $20 and play it as a single player game and have lots of fun, but if you want to see DLC content, or group with players that are doing DLC content, you either spend hundreds of dollars in the store, or subscribe, which was the original business model of the game. Arcanoloth says, at surreal underscore claps, so I don't mind buy to play and I don't mind sub games existing, it's the fact that it's advertised as buy to play but it's not really, that bugs me.
Does that... Are you saying that,
You know, that really grinds my gears.
really grinds your gears there, does it? I tend to...
CMDR underscore Rizzle says, LOL.
I tend to overuse a
Arcanoloth
sound.
says, at surreal underscore claps, compared to other buy to play games, it's okay, but compared to other sub-only games, harder to justify unless you just only play games titled Elder Scrolls and refuse to play anything else. I do not have this issue. Surreal underscore claps says, at Arcanoloth, I agree. Not viably the best way to game, especially as a broke clapper like myself. I want to give the game a shot and a hope. That stuff also bugs me, but I'm washed at games these days, it seems, so I roll with whatever game I happen to dominate it.
Dominate. You have lost the match. Buy to play. Buy to pray. It's like some of those churches that demand that you pay them an amount just to go.
Are you on your feet all day? Good morning. Hey, I'm working with you all day. I got a job. You don't need all day. Hey, I'm working with you all day. Hey, big guy. You're just $19.99.
Christians and they think this is normal. Makes me want to stay Remember the days when you could just buy
Are you on your feet all day?
Avoid PvP. Perhaps Esso is the next pillar of dominance for the Clapper Empire. Halo Infinite taught me that CenturyLink will never allow me to go pro at FPS, and the latest Warma and other Total War gamers have me outclassed. Arcanoloth says, it's not the cost that bothers me, it's the fact that just working out what it costs is a fucking Inspector Morse mystery. Arcanoloth says, shows a lack of respect for my time, which is my biggest pet peeve.
CenturyLink sucks ass. That's what we had before we had the internet that we have now. Slow ass speed DSL. We were getting the 1.5 megabit.
OXNYX053 says, okay, that voice thing needs to be tweaked. Or removed. Surreal underscore claps says, Agreed. Also agreed again. CMDR_Rizzle says, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, it's hilarious though. Maybe like make it bit only.
Surreal_Claps says, LMFAO.
Like a bit spend only type command. It's Billy Mays. You know how he was. It's Billy verse. It just makes me laugh is all.
OXNYX053 says, glitchy cable interwebs.
Glitchy cable interwebs. But we were
Arcanoloth says, high on coke? Yeah, he was.
No, that wasn't coke, that was life. That's what he called it. Life. High on life with Billy Mays. Hi. He was never lying though, was he? Hi, Billy Mays here.
OXNYX053 says, spend only for that long. Free gets shorter with a cooldown.
Free gets shorter with a cooldown. Because he would always say, hi, Billy Mays here. So he was never lying to you.
Arcanoloth says, May's family sued a news outlet that published his autopsy results showing cocaine in his blood.
Ooh. Was that wrong of them to like post it, like for everyone to know? Billy Mays smash.
Arcanoloth says, they said it caused damage to his estate's business interests as well as emotional damage.
I never really heard much about, like, you know, he had a son. I think his name was also Billy or either Billy Mays himself was a junior. I can't remember. But
Arcanoloth says, I choose to believe if he were here, he'd slap a sticker on it and say, wow, that's a lot of damage.
Wow, that's a lot of damage. Hi. It's the conversation killer, Billy Mays. Yeah, I've already tweaked it for like a 5-minute cooldown, but I hadn't thought about doing something else with it, making it harder to use, or just like turn it on only once in a while. Hi, Billy Mays here, bitch. Billy Mays here, motherfucker. Oh, did we sell any of that? No. I'm just gonna start adding it all up instead of like putting it in. He always sneezes after a linkgasm. You'll stop being toxic. I don't know how to like turn that into like maybe a points only type thing. You know, use 1,000 points to play Billy Mays.
OXNYX053 says, now see, that was funny.
Just imagine, like before one of the promo shots or something like that they were going to do, they'd tell Billy Mays to run in circles around the house to try to burn off some of that energy. Like, yeah, link orgasm thing's funny. The linkgasm. Secret agent man. Billyverse is about a multiverse full of Billy Mays. Good morning, everyone. What are we attacking? Hi, Billy Mays Smash. So there's the Billy Mays Hulk version, which I have that sound clip of. It's. I took Billy Mays, like, the why am I smashing my hand with his hammer? I took the smash out of it and put it in my audio program, slowed it down a little bit where it says Billy Mays Smash. Let's see. Ding, 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 ding. Kaboom! Oh, I signed up for the Tribble server. I found a link to how to get it working or whatever. I didn't know you actually had to like sign up for it and it become available. But I signed up for it, got it downloaded or patched or whatever. Put my main character over there, and I don't see how you do stuff though. Like, you know, because you're supposed to be able to like test things, and like it still wants dilithium to upgrade shit. You can't buy, you can't get ships. I can't even access the Zen store from over there just to look at stuff. So I don't know, like what do you do like with that server? I mean, from everybody telling me here's what you can do with it, I'm thinking, okay, how, why, and when? That's just cool that it just shows up too when you sign up for it. And nobody was at ESD on there talking or nothing. Nobody was there.
Arcanoloth says, Tribble is mechanically the same game, but with store disabled, and there are special consoles on certain maps that spit out unlocks for testing.
So, like, you can't just grab up some random ship and load up a bunch of consoles on it and whatnot and test it out to see how it's going to be before you like buy certain things, or that's what I thought it would be like. Look, we're hitting for a final curtain. Lucky duck, there's never fails, that's for certain.
Surreal_claps says, if y'all had the ability to choose to fight for Starfleet, KTF, or the Romulans, who would it be and why?
I don't know, I'm partial to Starfleet for some reason. I mean, when you think of Romulans, you think of Tal Shiar.
Arcanoloth says, it's not a sandbox where everything is free. Say I wanted to test a lockbox ship, I'd have to buy that lockbox on holodeck, then copy them to Tribble and open it there.
Ah. So no upgrading too then. I don't know. As you see, I've sort of like been putting like role titles or something in the Discord for everybody too. So I don't know if anybody wants me to give them a certain version of something there. I want to do the like make an admin moderation type thing there, but you have to like sign up for a community or some shit like that. You can't just be yourself or something. You have to go by guidelines and whatever. You can't do whatever you want.
CMDR_Rizzle says, Starfleet.
Starfleet.
Arcanoloth says, Tribble has Starbase 234. where you can test your builds vs enemies. OXNYX053 says, but conversely, you could keep copying your tune over there to get 10-20 lockbox ships over there. Arcanoloth says. Surreal_claps says, as much as I continually throw shade at Klingon savagery and my idea that their culture is backwards like Soviet Russia but much worse somehow, I'd still join marauding for the Empire as one of the warriors under Collis would be dope. Starfleet is noble but lacks the brutality I think is needed. Fuck the tall sheer 2 lol.
Well, you know, Romulans, like,
Arcanoloth says,
versus
Tribble is unsupported, so the only way we can int erect with it is by copying characters from Holodeck.
Holodeck.
OXNYX053 says, Dorzana has a console you'll like. And so might the Delta Quadrant command place, at the Dyson Gate, can get you a level up token.
What the hell? It's not lighting up like it's supposed to. It's supposed to have like little lines there that say, okay, hey, you can use this console. What the? Never mind. Okay, we were back there for no reason. All right. I tried to investigate some of the Tribble. I got it installed way late, so I couldn't really like mess around with it much. But I did try to I went to like Earth Space Dock, looking around, checking a few things out here and there.
Surreal_claps says, I do love and respect Starfleet though don't get me wrong, a close #2 for me. Romulans have no shot at hiring me. Arcanoloth says, Rom Republic is very new, and in the middle of a civil war, so they are likely extremely understaffed. I'd imagine a significant percentage of ships flying the Republic flag are actually privateers under a flag of convenience, or foreign fighters like Ukraine's international brigades. CMDR_Rizzle says, I don't chow down on worms, and don't like wine. Cushy Federation posting is for me. OXNYX053 says, but there are rep mark bundles, material bundles, dill boxes, Tribble only upgrade token.
Tribble only upgrade token. Really? Tribble only.
Surreal_claps says, at CMDR_Rizzle could be like living spaghetti, I'm kinda down. Wine is a personal favorite, especially dry reds.
Yeah, or the whole honor thing with Klingons, you know? Like, you broke a leg or whatever like that. Okay, we'll kill him, you know? What? But Starfleet goes, like, kind of beyond a lot of it, too. Are you talking about, like, the Federation, or are you talking about actual, like, human Starfleet?
Surreal_claps says, at Arcanoloth facts, could metaphorical analysis I likey. Gives me a better idea of the current Romulan affairs. Arcanoloth says, foreign fighters are in Ukraine to kill Russians, I doubt any of them care about Ukrainian politics. Rom Republic is probably in the same situation, full of volunteers sick of the rules of Starfleet or the infighting of the KDF, and want to work in an environment with few rules. CMDR_Rizzle says, like noodles with the sauce on the inside? I'm good.
Noodles.
OXNYX053 says, like a double old school Phoenix token, or pre-ultimate upgrade tokens.
Well, how do you,
Surreal_claps says, at Arcanoloth I guess more or less the Romulans can hire me then, you putting it that way makes me feel like the Republic is the best fit. Surreal_claps says, at CMDR_Rizzle ha 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 ha.
How do you get the Tribble upgrade tokens when you're on the Tribble server? Like, buy them somewhere? Ugh. I'd imagine the triple server would be like, with cheats enabled.
Surreal_claps says, Klingon honor drives me stupid though on the other hand. Sounds like the Romulans wouldn't bat an eye to my tomfoolery against anyone as long as I did the job I was required.
Indeed.
CMDR_Rizzle says, stand on ESD telepad with sign written in crayon alms for the poor. Arcanoloth says, I am skilled at coming up with headcanon to fit what I want to do, so my alien Gen Rom faction captain has the ears, but she's part human and has complex feelings on the feds as well as Romulan culture. She does her own thing, and flies any hull she can get her hands on. Romulan Republic shipyards are working around the clock making warbirds, but they were built 6 months before the Iconian War, so good luck waiting in line for one. OXNYX053 says, I have a gemhooder that used a DNA sample from the April 1st clump shipwright.
A DNA sample?
OXNYX053 says, a packled.
A Packlid? Oh my gosh, a Packlid. It's one thing you don't see in this game. Maybe a choice to be one. How would that work? You just stole ship. Now you must find someone to fix it and make it run. You make our ship go. One of your missions would be to kidnap Geordie LaForge. The Packlid mission list would be short.
Surreal_claps says, I would also like to steal some Tholian web emitters and be a frontier pirate as merciless as the glorious Edward Teach, my hero as a child, believe it or not. Was always into pirates since I discovered them at 1 or 2, thank Johnny Depp and his Cappy Jack acting. I'm from the area where he met his end. He's a local legend and rumored his ghost still walks the beaches here.
The beach?
Arcanoloth says,
the beaches.
I was not excited about gems being added, but now I love my Dil Hadar. Added a bunch of traits and gear for ground runs peed, dos Ketracel, and bam, ground endeavors done.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Jim Hadar at all. They can't help it, man. And a lot of people use them as the quick,
OXNYX053 says, and remember, Ketracel White is a ground run buff. Surreal_claps says, Edward teaches Blackbeard for those not knowing.
Edward Teach Blackbeard. Beard Black the pirate? Beard Belly the pirate. Yar. Yar, that be what you call 'em, yar. Bald ass the pirate. Someone with a bald ass. where like he just wears chaps or something and his ass is always showing.
OXNYX053 says, well, movement buff for gems, it works as a speed buff on the winter map. Surreal_claps says, Captain of the Queen Anne's Revenge, and the man legit put lit fuses in his beard before battle to give a intimidating devilish appearance.
Wow. So they would like actually like his beard would kind of spark a little bit and smoke and stuff like that would come out of it.
Surreal_claps says, it was a loaded warship, especially on Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
Assassin's Creed 4. Assassin. Jacking it, I'm jackety jack. Smacking that smackety smack.
Arcanoloth says, ass to ass.
Asses to asses. Tips to tips.
Get shit on.
Get shit on. Man.
Surreal_claps says, he also wore a massive trench coat type setup to allow multiple pistols to be holstered so he could wipe out a portion of the enemy without needing to reload at all. Just fire 'em all and then go in for the kill with swords and other lovely things.
Yeah, because back then they had to like load them like muzzle loading type guns. So they'd have multiple of everything kind of available to them. Dude. We're gonna go after this one over here. I don't want to wait on that one.
Surreal_claps says, he was merciful towards the usual folks, but the British Navy and the Spanish for a time definitely received the worst of his rage. Glorious.
Glory! He was a Klingon. That's what happened. See, a Klingon warrior from Kronos like went to Earth's history, or either like got stranded on Earth and became known as a pirate. Yar.
Surreal_claps says, the golden age of piracy was truly one of my favorite points in history. Pirates are just fucking dope then. Now we have Somali pirates and it's just not the same, chief. OXNYX053 says, okay, I got to get to bed. More moving a person in the morning.
Alright, dude.
Arcanoloth says,
you have a good night,
need
man.
the intro to Quantum Leap then play right into Am I Retarded? CMDR_Rizzle says, peace. Surreal_claps says, went from second-rate warship of the line with 100 plus cannons to a dingy boat with axe.
Quantum Leap's awesome. I'm retarded? I don't know, if I put the Quantum Leap thing on there, it'd probably get like copyrighted or some shit. Copyright flag, copyright claim. Maybe the sound effect whenever Sam would look into a mirror and see somebody else.
Well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that Jeff Bridges was in a television show now. I wanted to watch it because, you know, I just want to see how he does in television or something. He's like some guy or something.
Arcanoloth says, tell Joe Pesci said, oh yeah, how about I claim your ass, how you like that? CMDR_Rizzle says, yes.
Yes, Pinky. Yes to the sound,
OXNYX053 says, there used to be a cruise ship company that would go on Somali pirate cruises. Free use of an AK for all passengers.
The old man.
CMDR_Rizzle says, the old man.
Yeah. Have you been watching it, Riz?
OXNYX053 says, the minigun is pay to use.
Have you been watching it, Riz? And if so, is it pretty awesome? I mean, it had to be. It's got Jeff Bridges in it. The dude, man. He's
Surreal_claps says, anyone seen the movie The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe?
I have not.
CMDR_Rizzle says, no, but I will and report back.
Aye, Captain.
Murdoch says, yeah, sounds like a good one. Arcanoloth says, Lighthouse was good. Murdoch says, I have. Surreal_claps says, it's fucking nuts. Murdoch says, I saw that in the movie theaters.
How old is the movie?
Arcanoloth says, that director did The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman.
Damn it, I went the wrong way. How old is the that movie with Willem Dafoe? Willem, is that
Murdoch
you?
says, oh okay. CMDR_Rizzle says, saw Don't Look Up last night.
Don't Look Up.
Murdoch says, not very old, a few years. Surreal_claps says, the ending was beautiful. Love The Witch 2, very cool stuff. Haven't seen Northman yet.
All 3 silos are under Allied control. Excellent work.
Dude, I need all this stuff in my watch list so I could go see it. Like, remember to watch it and stuff.
Troops inbound.
Woke up in a hotel in California. Did I not collect all those over there?
Surreal_claps says, at CMDR_Rizzle I liked that one a lot, was stuck in bed sick and only had Netflix. Definitely helped me recover LMAO.
Netflix. Dude, that is so true. Like, you know, if you're like
Murdoch says,
feeling like shit.
I heard Northman was a little overrated, one of those watch it at home, don't pay extra at the movies. CMDR_Rizzle says, it was better than I expected.
I'm gonna need to remember all this stuff so I can figure out watching it. Cause. Damn it, McCurry. Aw, man.
Arcanoloth says, man, I enjoyed it. Dunno what people were expecting. If they'd seen his previous 2 films, it's in the same vein. Surreal_claps says, damn about the Northman. Don't Look Up looked meh to me at first, but the first 20 minutes changed my mind pretty effectively.
Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up.
Arcanoloth says, I really think people wandered into Northman thinking it would be all action, and when it got weird they said this sucks.
Dude, Weird is good. I recommend Weird. So I need to watch all this stuff so I know what
Murdoch
the hell.
says, exactly.
Exactly. What does that even mean? I know, right?
Surreal_claps says, expectations always divert the true valued critical critique that's needed. CMDR_Rizzle says, that's what the watch list Discord channel is for.
Yes.
I'll post there.
Everyone thinks it's for their watching. No, it's mine too. Yes. Yes, Pinky.
Surreal_claps says, Avengers assemble to the Discord LMAO.
Assemble to the Discord, man.
Arcanoloth says, but that's the thing, his last 2 films were smaller, not marketed to mainstream audience. So it's the same old story of someone has been making films for a while, but mainstream box office audience just discovered them 5 seconds ago and spent those 5 seconds deciding they suck. Murdoch says, where can I watch The Old Man?
I don't know what that's on. Is it on Netflix? Or just regular television? I mean, I can't remember where I saw.
Surreal_claps says, isn't it on Amazon?
Something like that, I think.
CMDR_Rizzle says, Hulu.
Whoever Lou.
Murdoch says, fuck Hulu.
I miss Hulu when it used to be free. Now Hulu's like you pay and still have commercials or some shit. Man, back when Hulu was free, I'd use this thing called Tiger Ripper, which would download television shows from Hulu. Why do you think Weird Science is out there available? From somebody.
Says, not saying anyone else will like it, just tired of this sucks as both the beginning and the end of the discussion, about anything, with the tone that further comment is unasked for and unwelcome. Surreal_claps says, yeah fuck Hulu. Hulu and head used to be the shit, now it's Hulu and get me the fuck outta here this instant. Arcanoloth says, I'm like nah motherfucker, I'ma talk about it as long as I like now.
Jacking it, jackety jack. Smacking it, smackety, smackety smack.
Surreal_claps says, hell yeah.
Oh yeah? Well, yeah?
Murdoch says, I am a fuck Hulu up the ass without lube.
Leave Benny alone!
Well, the Orville comes on Hulu.
Surreal_claps says, I'ma tear Hulu's head off and use the tubes as my new babe for the weekend.
What is it now though? Like you can pay so much on Hulu to just watch it with advertisements or something like that, or you can pay even more to not have those ads. Is that what I'm remembering? Like here recently.
Arcanoloth says, I just download and watch whatever the heck I want.
For real, yo.
Arcanoloth says, listening to people complain about streaming fragmentation is amusing though.
Streaming fragmentation.
Surreal_claps says, Hulu is the biggest Howard of them all. Netflix, HBO, and Paramount are dominating this summer. Mostly Paramount ATM though.
I was watching before going to work today, the the dude that does the what is it? A Daily Dose of Internet. They showed like drone show or whatever over at Australia that was doing a Paramount Plus thing where it would make the Master Chief and like a 3D, you know, in the air.
Surreal_claps says, Netflix has Stranger Things going good for them. Disney doing great with Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. There's like one more episode of that left, right? Like, is there 6 episodes of Obi-Wan happening? Previously on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Darth Vader. Vader! Vader, 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 Vader. Potato.
Surreal_claps says, think so. 6 or 7 I believe. Arcanoloth says,
Vader.
Obi-Wan is okay. Probs won't rewatch.
It's good to, I think, watch it to continue a story leading up to another. The little girl that plays Leia, I think she's got the Leia-ness to her a little bit, but
Surreal_claps says, at Arcanoloth agreed. Good to acknowledge and watch, but after that idk.
do 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 do. He's going to jacket. I mean, I'll probably forget about it. It's kind of like, you know, I wouldn't say it's the same as probably rewatching the original 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars. You know, kind of like a thing that people do. But
Surreal_claps
yeah.
says, I kinda hate the dynamic between Kenobi and Leia only a bit because it gives me Grogu Mandu vibes hardcore and feel like Disney was trying to bank off that same vibe maybe. Murdoch says, I liked episode 5 Darth Vader fight scene and when he used the Force to grab the transport.
Yeah.
Murdoch says,
I like the Vader
oh
stuff.
I liked seeing Hayden again.
Now, is he in the Darth Vader suit, or is they just using whoever they want to? I mean, is it like the Mandalorian?
Surreal_claps says, loved seeing Hayden.
The flashback scenes.
Surreal_claps
he's in,
says,
no.
yeah he's in the suit I believe.
Nice. Because he's got that Darth Vader walk. You know, the authoritative, like, forward motion.
Arcanoloth says, I like the rise of the Empire setting in stuff like Fallen Order, because it's a new character and so they are in real danger. they could die at any moment. Obi-Wan tries way too hard to act like they are in danger when we all know that Vader, Obi, and Leia cannot die here. Surreal_claps says, he talked about being in the suit again in an interview. Arcanoloth says, Hayden is wearing the suit yet. Surreal_claps says, that's facts.
So I know that they've had like shots of him still like, you know, in the batha tank or whatever. You can tell it's him and stuff and stuff like that, but as far as always been, it's almost like, you know, the Mandalorian, yes, dude was in the suit, but then they'd also have like a stand-in or somebody there, you know, to do a lot of the action or whatever. That's just normal. But I was just wondering if, you know, and since he is actually being in there, then that's pretty good. I mean, you can see at the age or whatever in his face.
Surreal_claps
too.
says, I want a Star Wars film about Darth Malgus from Sweater.
Oh. Jacking it, jackety, smack, mackety, smack, boom, 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 boom. What's a reputation like on her? I need to get that going.
Arcanoloth says, but Disney loves characters like Vader and Mandu and Boba and Stormtroopers because it could be anyone under there, so they can rotate performers at the films and theme parks, and if someone asks for a raise, replace them with someone that works for min wage. Arcanoloth says, really just need the voice for the shows.
Now, is James Earl Jones actually voicing Darth Vader, or did they do like Luke and kind of synthesize a little bit of something or whatever and actually making it as though it sounds like him? Because I know James Earl Jones did, what was it, Rogue One? I actually did the voice of Darth Vader, and you could tell a difference in the voice, like the age of James Earl.
says, credits say James Earl Jones did the voice.
But they could probably modify it more to make it sound like the one from the, like how he did back then versus how he is now.
Murdoch says, has anyone seen the new Batman? Was it a pile of crap or any redeeming qualities?
I've seen the new Batman.
Surreal_claps says, outside of movies and TV he is one of my personal favorites. He was the only other invading force besides Grievous and Dookie Pookie, but they ultimately failed their goal. Malgus seized the Republic capital and forced a truce out of the Jedi Republic. Surreal_claps says, Republic. Arcanoloth says, the best Batman stories understand that Gotham is a character in the story. The new film gets this.
The Riddler is different in this Batman, but you know, it kind of is within our time.
Murdoch says, okay.
I mean, it's a modern
Arcanoloth says,
type Batman.
It's a neo-noir in the tradition of Seven, darker than any other Batman. Surreal_claps says, I enjoy the new take on Riddler.
Yeah, they have like
Alrighty then.
Perfect Riddler / Jim Carrey.
Surreal_claps says, ha 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 ha.
That was great. That was perfect.
Arcanoloth says, haha.
That was perfect. But
Murdoch says, what about Morbius? What the fuck is that about? Another vampire story? Arcanoloth says, yeah, we already did cartoon Riddler, so logically we had to go the other way. Arcanoloth says, it's Morbin time.
Well, it's another failed movie. I mean, I'm not going to say failed movie. People probably like it. Some people, whatever. I'm not going to say that I'm one of them, but...
Surreal_claps says, loving Halo's own multiverse fracture event on Infinite. The implication of multiple timelines in that universe isn't new, but it's cool to consider. Arcanoloth says, I liked Jared Leto in Fight Club when he gets his face beat up. Arcanoloth says, he played the brother in Lord of War. that was good. Arcanoloth says,
Like when he gets
played
beat
a
up.
bad guy in 2049, that was neater.
What about whenever he got killed in American Psycho? Did you like that one too? um, well, Morbius is like an enemy of Spider-Man. You know, that's a guy
Arcanoloth
that's...
says, Leto just doesn't work as a main character.
Nah. I mean, he was in DC, then Marvel for that, and I don't know. I don't know if I need to rewatch it just to pay more attention to it, but I just didn't. It didn't hit me as a worth it type thing, you know.
Surreal_claps says, Leto scared his co-workers on the set for Morbius. He was Morbin too damn hard LMAO.
It's Morbin time. Bam, 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 boom, boom, boom. They've got the ability to morph that you've never seen before. Well, he's like a scientist that has a disease that involves blood, and he finds that a bat is the best way to combat this. So he kind of merges his DNA, you know, bat's DNA with his own, and then turns into an anti-hero, vampire-ish type person. Yes. Well, we'll say anti-hero, kind of like Venom anti-hero. You know, it's not. It's that he's a bad guy, but he's not a full-on good guy. You know.
Surreal_claps says, I want a Doctor Doom arrival for Marvel. We've seen Reed Richards, sad what happened there, so that implies we will eventually get the green cape wielding sorcerer. Streamlabs says, flush.
Streamlabs says it's not even worth bothering using the flush sound, so they put something in front of it. What the hell? What the hell? How did it do that?
Surreal_claps says, Streamlabs can't be bothered today LMFAO.
Because everyone knows that if you put like something in front of the command or whatever, it makes the command not work. It can't be bothered today. The Price is Right horn. Dun, 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 dun. I'm surprised that doesn't get copyrighted. But from what I watched of, say, the Batman, I liked it. You know, I liked the angle they go for that and the way it was shot and things. It was a good take on it. If you're okay with modern technology being in the Batman universe, then, you know, or a modern streaming and
Murdoch
TikTok
says,
videos.
Cool, I'll watch it tonight.
And it's what's his name? Vampire Diaries dude. Damn it, I forgot his name. He's, you know, he's not a vampire bat or vampire anybody. He is a bat. So there you go. He couldn't stay away from being a bat. He's a better bat than he was in Twilight. Edward, what's his face? Damn it, I cannot think of his name.
Arcanoloth says, the Batman has things to say about our society for sure, which goes back to that neo-noir tradition I was talking about.
Yeah. Now, it would have been really cool to see...
Arcanoloth says, noir genre always commented on society at the time.
I would like to see, you know, how Michael Keaton, you know, his Batman, how it's been doing over these years, because he was supposed to be in like the Flash or a version of using Michael Keaton's Batman, but now that Ezra Miller's been getting in all this trouble,
says, speaking of superheroes, anyone heard about the Flash lately?
that's what I was just getting
Death
at.
threats, break-ins, grooming minors has been the name of the hero work for Ezra Miller lately, and he's currently on the run or just can't be located. Surreal_claps says, oh shit, yes, Corp.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of people were looking forward to the Flash movie since they finally, like, had something to go with, and then that stuff starts happening.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Riz with the perfect timing again, and the perfect idea of what to play. I love it.
Just Call McCower says, Jaffa. KRE. Your first prime is here.
Jaffa.
Arcanoloth says, damn, we're in a tight spot. The Flash, in A minor. Surreal_claps says, he went back mama's milk, he got cold feet.
Jaffa Cree.
Surreal_claps says, at Arcanoloth LMFAO love the oh brother where art thou reference.
Damn, we're in a tight spot. Damn, we're in a tight spot. Damn, we're in a tight spot.
Surreal_claps says, LMFAO.
So, just call me Core. Do you like your designation on my on Discord?
Says, fire. I don't like fire. Damn, we're in a tight spot.
I like on the movie every time he wakes up. Oh, how's my hair? He's a Dapper Dan man.
Surreal_claps says, Dapper Dan LOL.
I need to rewatch that because I love that movie. Probably could have the past 10 days before that I didn't have the internet.
Surreal_claps says, when Pete starts screaming about them sirens has me geeking every time. Just Call McCower says, yes, because it means I am better than everyone else. Yap. That is totally what I took from that.
That's right, first prime. If anyone wants like a designated... Damn, what's going on with this guy? He has no ears and... Not now. The people they could create automatically on here. If anybody wants a certain
Surreal_claps
thing,
says, Mark is in a tight spot.
if anybody wants a certain designation on my Discord or something like that, just let me know and I'll create whatever name you want to have. Or whatever position kind of situation. I mean, there's no admin position. It's just names of roles or whatever that don't mean shit. But I made up a few of them based off of Mortal Kombat and things. But other than that,
Surreal_claps says, dibs on halfback running back LMFAOJK.
just call me Core. You may be able to answer this, but since you've been a district manager for a company, if I was scheduled to have a vacation day, and it was an approved vacation day, but then they put me on the schedule to work on that vacation day, what happens to the vacation day / maybe the clock in and out for said day? And you can probably think about. I'm confused. I mean, would it go away? Would I be able to use it later? I don't know. You've been in a DM position, so I don't know.
Kenobi Shut has rated you with a party of 5.
Kenobi's hut. Wow, cool. Thanks, dude. Kenobi's hut.
Arcanoloth says, everyone remembers their first time.
First time.
Surreal_claps says, Kenobi. Surreal_claps says, welcome in my brother, welcome, welcome. Streamlabs says, check out Kenobi shit over at, they were last seen streaming.
My God.
Kenobi shut says, hello there. Surreal_claps says, FCTVDANCE, 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 FCTVDANCE. Just Call Nicole says, no clue. Different companies handle scheduling differently. Streamlabs says, check out Kenobi Shut over at https://twitch.tv/Kenobi Shut. They were last seen streaming Star Trek Online.
Okay.
Surreal_claps
Hi,
says,
Hey, I'm working with you all day. I got a job. You don't need my source. Hey, I'm working with you all day. Hey, big guy.
Stain specialist.
Hey, big guy. Shitting me? You don't need $19.99. You don't need all these. Here's how to work a stain specialist. Billy Mays here. Billy Mays is $19.99. Here's how to work a stain Are you on your
specialist.
feet all day? With you all day.
Just Call Nicole says, welcome to the stream. Greetings.
Okay. Hello, Kenobi's hut. Thank you for rating, and welcome everybody that came from your stream. Welcome to the shit show. If you don't like swearing, I'm sorry. I just said it anyway. But that was a good introduction from Just Call Me Corey.
CMDR_Rizzle says, still there?
Right? What is still there? Oh god, that's so true. Everybody probably left. They're like, what the fuck? Like, oh hell no, and everybody left.
Surreal_claps says, LMAO like WTF is this Billy madness?
Billy Mays verse. This is the multiverse for Billy Mays. In worlds where Billy Mays continued after the ghost of Billy Mays returns in an all-new Billyverse. I miss Billy Mays yelling at me to buy things.
Kenobi Shut says, multiverse of Billy Manus. Arcanoloth says, day 2 of pitching idea for the Billy Mays cinematic universe.
Well, he was a pitch man, so there you go. I love it, multiverse of Billy Manus. That's pretty awesome. Day 2. Billy Mays Cinematic Universe.
Arcanoloth says, I would buy a ticket to Billy Mays in the multilevel mall of madness. Surreal_claps says, do you think the Flavor Town guy is the equivalent of Food Thanos in the Billy Mays cinematic universe?
Flavor, oh my god. You can like line them all up as like who they are and what their role would be. Anthony Sullivan.
Arcanoloth says,
Iron Man.
Yes.
Damn. Phil Swift, the other guy down there now, you know? He's like getting into the Avengers or something, or whatever.
Surreal_claps says, I am Flavor Snaps Fingers. Start a whole nother thing here. Kenobi Shut says, holy shit, is the slap chop guy Hawkeye?
One thing's for sure, though.
Arcanoloth says, and the solution to defeat his diabolical plan to turn the entire mall into Flavortown will require the slap chop guy to put on a suit to harness Pym particles, churn down and run up his ass. Arcanoloth says, "Let me tell ya something, you're gonna love my nuts." Surreal_claps says, "Ha ha ha."
Damn.
Kenobi Shut says, "But wait. There's more."
But wait,
Okay, bend over.
Surreal_claps says,
bend over.
"That's a lot of damage."
Oh, God.
Arcanoloth says, "The boys' showrunners admitted they were inspired by the thinnest meme for S3.
Really? Oh, the whole, like, explosion thing, or what?
Kenobi Shut says, "Lord, the cocaine scene?"
It would be my pleasure.
Bend over. Okay, bend over. I mean, just two.
CMDR_Rizzle says, "Achoo."
Achoo. Achoo. Boom. Blew the guy right up. What a scene, you know? Damn.
Arcanoloth says, "I remember the hype for Infinity War. Every thread someone posted that fucking copy-paste where Ant-Man has to go into Thanos' ass and explode his rectum." Just Call McCower says, "The Boys Season 3 showed what happens when big things get small and then goes inside small places and then get big." Kenobi Shut says, "At CMDR_Rizzle bless you." Surreal_claps says, "LUL.
Big things getting small and going places.
Surreal_claps says, "I'm so dead RN."
Oh man, that hurts. Oh my God. My laugh muscles are hurting. When I get big, I'm gonna blow up the world. Dude, he'd be a good assassin. Collect. Shit. Oh God, my nose is leaking. Damn it. Goodness gracious. Your nose hairs are flaring.
Just Call McCower says, "Nose drips." Just Call McCower says, "Ha ha 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 ha." Kenobi Shut has started stalking you.
Oh, thank you, dude. You didn't have to do that, but thanks. Damn it. Damn, my jaw hurts now. Because I barely like smile and stuff at work and stuff. Friendship. Again. I need to get better versions of that sound. It just keeps hitting me. It's like when you're in school, like when you're young, you're trying to stay quiet.
The best ship.
You know, he's like trying to stay quiet, but no matter what happens, you can't hold it in.
Kenobi Shut says, "Friendship. Friendship.
Friendship. Again. Friendship. Reptile. I am the whiner. Heart to heart they win. Damn it. He keeps coming back into my head. I can't keep that out. Shrink down to be small. Kaboom. At you. God. I can do anything I want. Let's see. What's a good one? Let's see to get over to Zinkethe again. Paraparapariacium. Auto navigate. Not auto
Surreal
navigate.
_ claps says, Master Chief's full name is John Pablo Halo to me now. Pablo played as Chief in the TV show, so it's canon to me now.
Right? Well, that's what a lot of people thought. Like, whenever he was seen in the very first episode with his helmet off, they're like, okay, now to me, that's what Master Chief's always going to look like, no matter what. And you know, because it's always been a thing in the game where the Chief just doesn't, you know, remove his helmet, and so or you see just parts of him here and there. You don't see like the whole full 9 yards there happening. I thought that was supposed to throw me over there to the other. What am I doing? Okay, I'm doing the wrong one. Signs importance. I think that's the one I wanted to go to. But I guess it can't be like the Mandalorian. Take it on.
Arcanoloth says, never thought the answer to why Master Chef fights so hard is the luck o' the Irish.
The luck of the Irish.
Surreal _ claps says, Mandu's middle name is also Pablo fuck it.
Did I go too fast? Sure the hell did. Oh, because I'd use that. Okay. Well, damn it. I can't fly my ship for shit.
Surreal _ claps says, the Pablo Mandalorian.
The Pab DeLorean?
Surreal _ claps says, the being his first name naturally. Murdoch says, Hindro salute juentes us Hindro clown night, I am out.
Good night, dude. Thanks for popping in, man.
CMDR _ Rizzle says, Mandu Pablo fuck it Lorian. Surreal _ claps says, night fella, take care. Arcanoloth says, Pablo was good in American Gods as Mad Sweeney. Surreal _ claps says, LUL.
Oh, is there another instance of this? No. He also played a good Burt Reynolds in The Kingsman.
Surreal _ claps says, did TDS skip Rizzle? I didn't hear that one play.
Yeah, I heard it I heard it say Mando Pablo Fuckalorian. It was just kind of overlaid. It kind of plays it all together, so it's sometimes hard to separate
CMDR _ Rizzle says, it played.
Yo, it played, man. Mine?
Surreal _ claps says, oh okay good, would have had to go visit TDS at TDS's workplace, you know.
You know what I'm saying here? You know what I mean there, bud? You know what I mean? Why is it telling me that there's like something right there, but it's not? Ah, because it is. Phew. I love how all the ships just start showing.
Finish him!
I want to get the MAME version of that, or well, the arcade version, because it's like so echoey, you know, and better sounding. Because that sounds too like it's been compressed several times and stuff.
Surreal_claps says, do we have get over here as a command?
Maybe. It might be there. I can't remember really, to tell you the truth. I don't know why it shouldn't be there. I mean, I'd probably one of the first sounds I'd ever put on there. Try it out and see what happens. That's all I got to say, fire.
Surreal_claps says, oops haha sorry.
I guess
CMDR_Rizzle says, Lemfeo.
Guess not. Man, God, I don't have that on there. I'm gonna have to add it then. Get down here. Come here. Get over here. Ed Boon can still do that. He can sterile it. Sterile. Get the fuck over here. Get down here.
We need to get those blockade arrays.
Now get them there pudding pops.
We're gonna get snackered. I tell you what, boy, man, I want to get all messed up and they just pollute our mind. It's like 3 sheets of dang old wind, man.
We're gonna get snackered. Boom higher, man. I tell you what. Tell you what you do, man. You take that old.
The blockade arrays are online. Keep them active.
They're online.
From escaping.
Escaping. They're online. We will. There's the Willem. Ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack. Kaboom! Kaboom! Zinkethi wins. Always sounds like somebody's yelling.
Miriam Gamma is down.
Ah! Ah! Dude! Need a lot of Zinkethi here all of a sudden. Fucking fire truck. Fire truck. That's what it is. It's a fire truck. Jackety, 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 jack. Smacking it, smackety, smackety, smack.
Arcanoloth says, man, fuck the Zinkethi.
Fuck the Zinkethi. Zinkethi. Come on, I want like bunches of ships and shit here. What's that one? Boo doo 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 boo doo doo doo. He's going on a jacket.
Get close to asteroids and tow them away from the enemy launch facility.
Arcanoloth says, Rodic be like, oh knows that Zinkethi, and I'm like, relax. I just took apart 15 Borg cubes like they were ramen noodle bricks.
Ramen noodle bricks. Fly by. I so need to put the Jetsons like car sound on the little ship that goes by. Like little. That's William Shatner. He's sitting on the edge. He's sitting on the edge of the ship.
CMDR_Rizzle says, that'd be cool.
Right. It had to be one of those like fade in from one side and then like get louder and then fade out to the other.
Inverted Paradox says, the God King has arrived.
The God King has arrived. My phasers won't penetrate that layer of protection. Fire. Fire all phasers. All phasers understand. Mister, you can't understand where we're coming from. I'm trying to save the ship, but all these people keep hindering me on my orders. Kaboom, mister. Oh yeah, well I got my own asteroid. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Ah, there he is. Ah. We now conclude our broadcast day.
Surreal _claps says, you may all now be seated, our anthem has no concluded. CMDR _Rizzle says, LOL I like seeing the meerkats.
You like seeing the meerkats standing up. They're moving a little bit too.
Surreal _claps says, now asterisk fuck fuck fuck.
No, the correct response is
God fucking damn it!
Surreal _claps says, LUL.
Target shields have failed. Keep smiling, keep shining. Fire. Dun 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 dun. Pickles and onions. Oh god. Random shit just pops in my head whenever I'm doing things.
You know, that really grinds my gears.
Everyone knows it's Buddy.
That's me.
Kaboom! Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do. Turn around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely when you're never coming round. Every now and then I fall apart.
Fight off the incomings and Kethy ships to keep control of the area.
Oh, yes. Yes, Pinky. Yes. Fire. Quantum phase torpedo. Fire. They're attacking our shields. Mr. Spawn. Flailing.
Hi, Billy Mays. Are you on your feet all day? I got a job. For just $19.99. Hi, how you doing? Hey, I'm working with you all day. I got a job. You don't need all my source. Hey, I'm working with you all day. Hey, big guy. How you doing? Hey, big guy. Shitting me? You don't just $19.99. You don't need all these. Hey, how you doing? Hi, Billy Mays here. Hi, Billy Mays. For just $19.99. Here's how to do it. Are you on your feet all day? When you all day? For just $19.99. Here's how to
Love that. The Billyverse is real. I've been there before. Just imagine, like, changing every channel and that's what all that would be on there. Hey, Billy Mays here. I like those Billy Mays dubs they have on YouTube where somebody dubs their voice over it. Kaboom!
Arcanoloth says, interdimensional cable.
Interdimensional cable. I love it. Patent it. I want that. Make it happen. Ow, he shot me in the ass, that bastard. Ow, shot me in the body, baby. How far did that get me on the perk? Okay, so tomorrow. I need to click back on that anyway. Complete a random TFO. When Willem Dafoe. Gary the Klingon. Bananas and pajamas. Bananas and pajamas. Gary's wearing his regular uniform. What the hell? Continue. Join a random. Because that is the endeavor, and that's what I'm going to do with him anyway. There we are. That was fast and educational. It was interesting to watch. I never understand one thing or the other. Spock, where the hell are you, Spock? Oh, hey. Where are we now? Cure found. Obey. Good idea for a cure to be found. Vulcan Bob. Vulcan Bob. Incoming message. Yeah, we don't want to move our lips or something because it costs too much. It costs too much to have anything happen there, bud.
Your defensive capabilities are unable to withstand us. Lower your shields and await assimilation.
Await assimilation my ass. My left shield's failing.
Target's shield has failed.
Kaboom! Where are we going now, Mother? Incoming message. Oh, hey, everybody. It's me again. Sir, scanner's detecting a massive energy reading. A huge ship is decloaking. A huge what, sir?
Disarm your weapons. You will escort us to your homeworld, where we will begin assimilating your culture and technology.
Okay, follow me.
Arcanoloth says, huge ass.
Huge ass. Hugh Janus. His name is Janus, sir. Hugh Janus.
Arcanoloth says, my old friend, come to see me again.
Hugh Janus. Huge ass. I'm Hugh McIntyre. Reba. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bang, dong, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong, dong, dong. I'm gonna do that. Read there. Read there. Dilithium. Vouchers. Dilithium mining provisions. At work today, I was at the register checking out people, right? And this little plastic play toy dinosaur is like sitting right in front of where the scanner bed is. And I was like, "What's that there for?" And the associate says, "Oh, that's Carl. He doesn't have a tag." It's like, Carl? As in like Carl Childress from Sling Blade? And they gave me a look like, huh? I was like, you know, Carl, I'm from Sling Blade. There's a Kaiser Blade. French fried potatoes, you know. And she's like, like, alright then. Anyway. What's new with you? Oh, in progress. 1 of 10. Hugh Janus. Alright, cool. Got that one. Nice. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Bum 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 bum.
Just call Makor says, goatsy.anus.
Goatsy. Goatsy. I remember Goatsy. I remember. Calzanus. Paid for by the following. No. No. Fleet marks every damn time. Fleet marks. Fleet marks. Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrify the neighborhood. But Heathcliff just won't be undone, playing pranks on everyone. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. I need to load Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Because he's got some provisions, I know he does. Some dilithium provisions.
Crampiri has returned. Naughty children. Today is a good day to cry.
The great Crampiri has been spotted. Oh, I thought I had dilithium. I don't have any? The hell? The hell you say? I know, right? Okay, well, we'll just have to do this then, won't we? Dilithium mine provisions to the 10 power. Replicate that. Fire.
Just Call Makor says, HATE3K, are you there? CMDR_Rizzle says, Eppas. Cuddly and friendly Eppas.
Appos, get your cuddly and friendly appos. Appos. Do I need to rip that too? I can.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Missed the part where that's my problem. How many of roster people does he have? Rasta man, he be a jamming so smooth. I think it's time for him to go to the fleet. What you call it? Down there. Over yesterday. We'll take Kolchak over to the fleet base. Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Stop being so toxic. Dirt? There's no dirt here, sir. Commands. Commands. Here. Now. Here. Whoop one.
Surreal_claps says, hey, sorry for my absence in chat. Halo toxicity is fire. Stream Elements says, at Scorpwana, you can find a list of all commands here. https://streamelements.com/scorpwana/commands. CMDR_Rizzle says, why not go to various nebulas AMD, try to finish chains to get the purple doffs.
Oh, that's a good idea. Got lazy. I could probably make Microsoft Sam say that. Duck, duck, goose. Yeah. I could take Kolchak around and do that. Or specific characters. Because I know that I don't have the technician guy from the Betrayan cluster on a lot of my players. But it also requires, like, critical success or something, right? Right. Previously on Waiting. Report to the computer room. Why? We like to run around in the dark. Hi there. Hello, it's the commissioner. We're gonna get 50 them random damn people.
CMDR_Rizzle says, that is, if you are hunting for personal DOFs to use. Also, some can be found on market. Academy has missions to get more. Not sure if Fleet Base has any worth using.
Well, I was just going to abuse them, you know, like to get rid of them in the fleet. For now. On the Starbase. Officer reporting for duty, Capitanos. Capitano. 3, 2, 1. Blast off. You know, do the random thing, get the Starbase built up so I can actually get the ones I need. You know, that whole thing about doing something. Select. Okay. And that's it for that. That was fast. 99. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Hi. Hi, Billy Mays here for Billy Mays, the stain specialist, Billy Mays.
Arcanoloth says, Fleet Holdings sells some useful DOFs for specific purposes, if you need R&D crafting DOFs or research lab associates. Starbase sells randoms in boxes, if you have an excess of fleet credits you want to liquidate. CMDR_Rizzle says, understood. I know of someone who tries their luck with high-quality random fleet boxes hunting for a certain one. Can run through fleet creds doing that.
Yeah. Discard. Sort. That's sort of shit right there. Create manual. Choose manual. Sure, whatever. Manuel. Hello there,
Just
Manuel.
Call McCower says, are you on your feet all day? Does the contact pounding cause your ankles, knees, and back to ache? Hi, Billy Mays here for the world's greatest insole, Impact Gel. Why am I smashing my hand with this hammer? To show you the amazing protection you get from Impact Gel. And this hammer is real.
And this hammer is real. Hi, Billy Mays here for the world's greatest insole. Impact Gel. Why am I smashing my hand with this hammer? To show you the amazing effect you get from Impact Gel. I knew it, I knew it. Err. Get back to that. Research lab provisions. I wonder if I can put those inside of his whatchamadilly. There's gotta be some whatchamadilly things around here, right? Like bank or something? Or that unlocks at like a certain time or something like that. Access male. Access female. Access denied. Access granted. Access. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to like go to a base or some shit. Whoa, what the hell, man? What you looking at me for like that? Sector. Return to sector. Sector. In a day or two. Academy. Everything's kind of together there. Whoops. This way.
Just Call McCower says, hi. Billy Mays here for OxyClean, the stain specialist, powered by the air you breathe, activated by the water that you and I drink. It's Mother Nature approved and it's safe on your colored fabrics. Just call Makover says, use it on carpets. OxyClean seeks out organic stains, pet stains, food stains. It gets down into the matting, into the padding. It even takes red wine and grape juice out of white carpeting. It cleans, it brightens, it eliminates odors all at the same time. Don't just get it clean, get it OxyClean.
Dude, you're giving me an idea. Like putting Billy Mays ads like in the stream. Kind of like my Bill Cosby thing. Pudding.
You know what's so cool about Jello gelatin pops? They taste just like Jello gelatin. But they've got a handle. So, while your right hand is doing this...
Arcanoloth says, Billy Mays bots will take over the world, like Cybermen.
This or, you know. But if your left hand sees how much fun your right hand is having, it won't want to be left out.
Arcanoloth says, we need to set the Billy Mays bots on the board, like Cybermen vs Daleks.
Only cooler.
Army of the Maze. The Maze Army. Hi, Billy Mays here for Billy Mays Smash. Billy Mays Smash. Why am I smashing my hand with this hammer? To show you the amazing effect you get. I always thought it'd be funny to, it was back in the Unreal Tournament days when I was making, like, shit for that or whatever. I kept thinking about Jamie Heineman being the perfect, like, you know, NPC or first-person avatar to use or something like that. For Mythbusters. For no damn reason whatsoever. I just thought it'd be funny. The red shirt getting, or no, his white shirt never getting any stain on it. The stain special, the stain specialist. The stain. It's like watching those Billy Mays, soundboard prank calls. Those things are hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah.
CMDR_Rizzle says, you just shuttle a mission that rewarded dilithium? For shame, sir. For shame.
Oh, I got into the whole process of that, looking just at the that.
Surreal_Claps says, Dilhader.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking at this 8 of 10 thing here. I'm sorry. It'll happen again. I'm sorry. He's sorry. Discard that. What's in your hands? Beam out. Beta quadrant, sir. Ready, sir. Hey, Captain. Me and my shit ship. It's always around Kronos. They never actually go the way you want them to go. Look at that. They just go straight no matter what. I swear there's something around with the space there that makes it so you can't, like, just go correctly. You have to manually move yourself. Like that.
CMDR_Rizzle says, for that, Ensign, I order you to report to the fleet dilithium mine to make up for your epic blunder. My channel points make it so.
Yeah. I don't even think they can, like, mine their
CMDR_Rizzle says, JK don't do it.
JK Rowling? I don't even think the dilithium mine is, like, has that ability yet. I'm not sure.
Arcanoloth says, what?
What? Emphasis on the H. Weapons? Like,
CMDR_Rizzle says, there's the normal one anyone can visit.
Oh yeah, the Ferengi one. Pharyngina. Throw me up the gamer. Fahrenheit. She was there and then she wasn't. She was fair and then she wasn't. Fair in China. Vagina. And I did not just say what you think I said. I said China.
CMDR_Rizzle says, but I dod say fleet, didn't I? Yeah, those require upgrades.
Yeah. USS Hawkeye. Hawkeye Pierce. From MASH. Hawkeye. Dear Dad. Radar. Previously on The Young and the Restless. What do we need? Astrometric probes. Astrometric probes. Astrometric probes. I need to replicate one of those. Hey, Ocarina.
Arcanoloth says, USS fuck you, yeah that's right. Spelled EFFUCKYOU. Go fuck yourself.
EFFUCKYOU.
Arcanoloth says, how my ROM captain replies to hail, S.
Romulan captain. Okay, science. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you abuse me, honey, you lose me. Engineering and operation. They probably got them down here, don't I? They don't come out of that. Starbase. 5.
Arcanoloth says, people try to catch an attitude and she's like, you sound real brave for someone within 10 kilometers. CMDR_Rizzle says, I named a Klingon ship the MTHAFQA. It was funny for a while.
The motherfucker. And you'll be left alone, oh baby, come on, tell me I'm the one. Hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello,
Rising
my
Sun 5
ragtime
says,
gal.
how goes the stream?
Stream goes slow and steady, but it's boring mostly. I gotta make room, so I'm gonna donate these to Hate 3Ks.
CMDR_Rizzle says, ever watch grass grow? Rising Sun 5 says, well, slow and steady wins the race.
Ever watch grass grow?
Arcanoloth says, yo Spock, hand me my communicator. Which one is yours, Captain? It's the one that says Bay Dad Mother Trekker on it.
Badass Mother Trekker. Yes, watching this stream is like watching grass grow.
Arcanoloth says, did you see a sign on my Shuttlebuddy that says dead Klingon storage?
Shuttle that says dead Klingon storage. Change character.
Rising Sun 5 says, this stream, and mainly the chat, hurts my brain, but in a good way.
But in a good way. That's right. Let's see, Latesha, I recently gave her the Crossfield Spearhead Legendary for her main ship.
CMDR_Rizzle says, this Ractagino OS some gourmet quality shit.
Gourmet quality shite. Shite, mister. We got some shite in here, mister.
Arcanoloth says, it is a good pain.
I come home in the middle of the night, my body says, when you gonna treat your ass right, bitch? I wanna be the one who rots in the sun. Okay, so reputation, discovery. I need to get her up to where she can make a Lorca, whatever it is. The Lorca codes. The codes of Lucara. Lucara. Every time I look at you, I go blind. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going here. Okay. Progress 2. So I gave her that. Did I eventually get the dual? I think I did. The ones that actually work on this ship. I thought I did. Probably not. Okay, I did not. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Arcanoloth says, oh man, we gotta teach Scorp to
Sci-fi. Yeah. This was pulled mostly from
CMDR
the previous
underscore
ship.
Rizzle says, how far along is your research lab? And you tried dual but it wouldn't work, remember?
Right. I don't know, research lab on this tune. It's level 85 fleet, so this one should work as long as I have the resources. Fleet credits 207,484. Fleet marks, I have only refined 8,000 right now for that. Yeah, the bunch of this came from the Rise of Corvette.
Says, okay, so first things first, get another SEC def of that same type but higher mark level. The basic issue 1 does crap.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to do anything with it really. But it was like a progress thing.
CMDR underscore Rizzle says, secondary deflector can be found there. I have yet to make a full-on Psi ship build, I'll defer to those who know. Arcanoloth says, science ships care about the mark level of their SICDEF for the same reason that other ships care about their weapons.
Weapons with a capital H?
Mergim says, Pride High Leg Quat.
Hello, Mr. Guy MM. Somebody took a picture of my ship as soon as it went out the code. You see that? Previously on Star Trek.
Surreal underscore Claps says, I was just told in chat that if I'm a flat earther I should flatten my balls as well, it's my religion. Arcanoloth says, science builds are a bit of a learning curve for players used to doing damage with weapons.
Weapons?
Arcanoloth says, at surreal underscore Claps yup them's the rules. Mergim says, leg glolts. Surreal underscore Claps says, Halo at 1:30 AM is different.
You have lost the match.
Hey, I fell your pain but I don't make the rules. Now it's time for your flattening. Surreal underscore Claps says, Amen.
Oh, we need to probably go to the other side. Snap on through to the other side.
CMDR underscore Rizzle says, I thought, anyways. Surreal underscore Claps says, pain.
It's my name. It was my game. So what's a good one to get?
CMDR underscore Rizzle says, aha. Arcanoloth says, not inhibiting.
Deteriorating,
Says,
resonating.
get the one that PWNS fuzz.
that owns foods. Secondary deflector, drain X. Am I wanting to do some draining then? It seems they all have a little bit of drain on them, don't they? Resonating secondary, resonating secondary.
Arcanoloth says, so we always buy deteriorating, because the others don't do anything useful.
Okay, so deteriorating. Deteriorating. I love how that thing just crocs its way up a little bit when you do that. The top of it kind of goes up. Look at it. It's like a jack.
Arcanoloth says, inhibiting has a built-in delay. By the time it happens, everything is dead. People will try to argue with me on this. People are wrong. By inhibiting.
It's like a jack.
Arcanoloth says,
look at it.
By deteriorating. Rising Sun 5 says, yep, people are always wrong. Arcanoloth says, haha.
Say the graphical glitches in this game are hilarious.
Arcanoloth says, as for mods, take your pick.
I have no idea. Well, EPG is good, right? Like exotic particle generator stuff. And I love damage.
Arcanoloth says, I like SADMG, and as many science mods as I can get, but this is not super important. Merkim says, ep/control is what I usually get.
What is SA?
Arcanoloth says, we can only have one EPG mod, so the rest are control.
So what is SA? Sensor analysis. Improve sensor analysis damaging buff by 20%. Okay. Sensor analysis.
Merkim says, yeah, that. Arcanoloth says, most of your science stats will be from the rest of the build.
Drain X times 2. So that's got Drain X times 2 and control damage. So I'm not really going for drain though, am I?
Arcanoloth says, sensor analysis is a built-in ability all science ships or a few cruisers have, stacking debuff to enemies. You won't use it often, but when you do, might as well gird a buff. Arcanoloth says, not going for drains, no.
So don't worry about the times 2 for drains. What about critical, Ah! It disappeared. Inky, pinky, ponky. Look at all these options. Don't care really about hull capacity, right? What is EN damage? What is that?
Arcanoloth says, not sure if these are in Rian.
Right, like the ability to re-engineer them. Recharge. Energy weapon damage. Is that EN damage right there?
Arcanoloth says, Fleet Lab has an energy DMG mod. Colony has a projectile DMG mod. Crafted has all science mods. Arcanoloth says, Comp Rep has SIGDIFs if you want another option.
I don't know, I just want something that'll like do stuff.
CMDR_Rizzle says, you may be later. Disco Space Rep trait adds crit based on hull cap. But idk.
Recharge, what is that? Accuracy rating. Who gives a shit about? Oh, that's okay. I'm just looking for like what a bunch of this shit means. Minus recharge. Why the hell would you want any kind of minus anything? Accuracy, I'm not too bad on. I don't really care for accuracy. I mean, either it goes toward them or it doesn't.
Arcanoloth says, so the most important thing here is you have a deteriorating SICDEF at highest mark level, and then set up your bridge with skills to activate it as much as possible. The mods are not super important. Arcanoloth says, yet accuracy won't matter much.
And then it has shield healing. Do I really care about healing shields? That's the thing. So many damn options. I need like a more of a spreadsheet instead of a limited list or something to look at. Shield heal. Like one that has all the information instead of like just the initials and shit.
Arcanoloth says, for the spearhead, it has 4 FWD weapons, so you could dosai it. I like torps with my exotic DMG, but it's your call. CMDR_Rizzle says, are they all Drain X? Merkim says, try this. Click on filters and type a page in there, then choose from that shorter list. Rising Sun 5 says, spreadsheets are always the answer.
Not all of them.
Says, at Merkim.
No, not all of them have Drain X. That's a good idea. Do I want EPG though? That's the question. Oh, that limited it a little bit more. Little bitch. Little bitch more, little bitch. Can it be like a Google search where you like can put in quotes and things and minuses this and that? Exotic particle.
Merkim says, yeah, the search is pretty basic. Arcanoloth says, the buffs from these mods are small, but we don't want Drain, so EPG and CTRLX are what's left.
Yeah.
CMDR_Rizzle says, and based solely on personal theory, a minus recharge should mean a shorter cooldown, or a cooldown reduction.
So minus recharge is a good idea? Good thing to look at?
Merkim says, happy face.
Happy face. Means arrow, arrow. Listen to what Riz says instead of happy face. Okay, no to that one. I don't really care much for the shield healing.
Arcanoloth says,
no healing.
The recharge mod only applies to subsystem targeting, which is not super useful.
Shield cap. Starship capacity for the shield.
Arcanoloth says, https://stow.fandom.com/wiki/secondary_deflector. CMDR_Rizzle says, weak. Merkim says, I pretty much never use subsystem targeting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Arcanoloth says, out of all the possible VR mods, I prefer SADMG, as none of the others really jump out at me.
Tachyon beam, energy siphon, destabilizing resonance beam.
CMDR_Rizzle says, at Arcanoloth you mentioned comp rep, is there any other rep that has a decent one?
So EPG damage is good. That has energy weapons
says,
damage.
At CMDR_Rizzle good question, not aware of any other reps with SICDIFs.
There's so many damn options.
Merkim says, don't think any other reps have secondaries. CMDR_Rizzle says, interesting. What about other fleet locations like Spire or Colony? Arcanoloth says, Colony has Project.
I'm completely lost. Which is nothing new. 4,000 items remaining. What? Like, all these together, there's 4,897 choices for a secondary in this particular list alone? What? No. Can't be.
Merkim says, I think that how many things fleet members can buy before the store runs out.
Oh, like it's, okay, the provisions.
Arcanoloth says, so if you want the fleet Labsic dev, I'd buy one with energy DMG, and if you plan on going torps, go to Colony and buy projectile DMG. CMDR_Rizzle says, Dyson Rep has the gravity well torps right? Add a Project Nxic def and control with a real GW3, OMG.
I do like energy damage. Critical times 2 damage, but EP, I need an EPG with that. Critical X, and this one, energy weapon damage. EPG and SA, sensor analysis, plus just damage. I wish it was in a type of order too, you know, like doing the search. Like type in this, but they're always kind of jumbled anyway. Like
CMDR_Rizzle says, Critical X?
Yeah.
Merkim says, CTRLX is control, not critical.
Control X? Starship Control Expertise. As it says, well, I can't move my mouse off of it or else it'll go away, but
Merkim says, Yex.
This is like, Yex. Plus 13.1 Starship Control Expertise improves control effects, resistance the same. Okay. So this one, it still says 13 times 2. So it's, okay. I got you. I got you, driver. I got you. I can always buy another one eventually. If I need to, you know, just kind of store whatever in the bank and whatever. Energy damage. I like the idea of weapons damage amplification for one thing. Just maybe I just want to shoot my weapons too, you know.
Arcanoloth says, so the VR mod will be SADMG, UR mod will be NG, other mods will be any combo of one EPG and some Control X. CMDR_Rizzle says, LOL withdraw a Zen offer, haha.
Right? Withdraw a Zen offer and go through here and have plenty of it to go around. I don't know, that's a lot of wondering about what to do. I don't want hull cap, so I need to, like, you know, pop them off of there. Shield cap or whatever, pop that off because I don't really care about shields. I mean, if you damage them right off the bat, you don't have to worry about your ship. But steer, I don't know. Because you know, if I don't do anything right now, I'll completely forget about it.
Arcanoloth says, you can try to do weapons damage in a science ship. The issue you will run into at the high end is you don't have any of the stuff you need to really push energy damage to the limit because you are in a hull that gave that up to do lots of science stuff.
So don't do energy damage?
Arcanoloth says, it can be done, it's much more complicated than doing just science or just energy.
I do want it to be a sciencey ship. I mean, this is science officer. She's maxed out on her science skill, you know, right here as far as she can throw her or whatever, except for readiness is the only thing that's not maxed. So she's not really prepared for any kind of projectiles or anything, and energy weapon training is there. Targeting. Of course, I can redo
Arcanoloth
that.
says, you can do it, but don't complain when the piloting is more complex than hit buffs, fire weapons at enemy, which is about as simple as Stowe gets. CMDR_Rizzle says, I had a ship with over 2,000 shield riggin. The MW Gagarin, hardly got hull DMG, but I was on normal. Orcs drop your ships almost instantaneously, right? So what good is shield cap or healing if you have no shields to heal? Arcanoloth says, I love science, it can be really fun, just saying VE seen your stream, info overload is real.
Yeah. I get confused easily. And I've been trying to figure that out, man. Hull capacity, improved hull and all that good shit. Hull restoration. Damage control. Engineering readiness. Hell
CMDR_Rizzle says, LOL, yeah, I have bad habit of overwhelming people. That's my bad.
Okay, so no energy damage then.
Arcanoloth says, at CMDR_Rizzle NPC Drain X got buffed to obnoxiously high levels so players couldn't shut down the queen. That also buffed their shield drains so shields don't matter in board content. High-end players roll with tanks or just hull tank everything. Surreal_Claps says, I am going to do a reading of the entire B-movie script during Halo matches. Make it interesting.
Have everybody yell at you to shut up.
Surreal_Claps says, I can't wait, LOL.
I'm just ignoring heals. Inaccuracy. Minus recharge. Critical.
Merkim says, AFK BRB.
Alright. Hull capacity. That would be a good thing, I guess. No healing. No heal, no heal. No energy.
CMDR_Rizzle says, Scorp enters a fight like.
Excuse me, sir. Can you direct me to the naval base in Alameda? It's where they keep the nuclear vessels. Nuclear vessels.
You get totally lost and confused. EPG shield. No. I am completely. I don't know. I'm lost. There's so many choices, and I'm bad with making choices. SA damage.
CMDR_Rizzle says, Eeny meena miny mo.
In the middle of mind the mo, pick a tiger up by his toe.
Arcanoloth says, this menu is too many choices that do not matter.
So no matter what, it's just gonna do well regardless of what it's doing. Because Control X is a good idea. I like Control X. Is there any way to put wild cards in this? No. Fuckers.
Arcanoloth says, anything that's deteriorating, upgrade to Mark 15. CMDR_Rizzle says, and it's filtered. Any chance to whittle it down more?
It all depends on how you word it, though. That's the thing. You gotta have it just right. It's so stupid. Two. So you do that away with that. Then X2 gives you that list. Drain X. Welcome everyone to the shit show. I have no fucking clue what the hell I'm doing. What I'm trying to look, because I look at one of them and I'm trying to read what it says, but there's just all these other ones just in the way of it. So if I take my look, if I look off of it for a moment, I get lost and have to find it again. And it doesn't help me like that. You know, they have like critical X ×2 drain, and then you're looking at all these like this. Then you have something that jumps something else in front of it, and then something on the other side of it. And why can't it just be all at one thing? Like, you know, where it says, you know, what am I trying to say? Like Control X, and then this.
Emma call it. Look over the exotics guide in Discord when fresh.
Right. So just don't worry about it at the moment, because you know if I don't do it right now, I'm going to forget all about it. It's going to be like that. Cause I'm going to not have a secondary when, then later on when I'm playing around with it, someone will say, "Oh, you don't have a secondary when you need to go to your fleet or whatever like that." I'll be like, "Okay, I'll go to there," and then I'm all back here again, going, "Oh yeah, I remember coming here." That's going to happen. I know it. I can see that in my future. Something is better than nothing. But EPG is definitely a must, right? So that's definitely a must. SA plus damage. That's a good idea. Exotic particle generator. Improves exotic damage.
Arcanoloth says, Scorp, if you have trouble boing this, the odds of you finishing this build are honestly 0 right now. Get some rest, come back to Discord when fresh and look at the exotics guide.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to do that, because I do need to actually get off of here. This is why I don't like do building ship stuff or whatever like that.
CMDR_Rizzle says, if they can do advanced in a T4 or T5, you can do whatever with a basic and still get by. I mean, you don't care if you die anyway, right?
Right.
So wait.
Exactly. I don't care if I die anyway. It doesn't really matter. But damn, that is a good shader though on that armor. Look at that. How it's like glossy. That's pretty sweet. Must say they have done a damn good job with like you know, making stuff look pretty cool in here. The only problem I have is this helmet has a polygon that's inverted right here. Right there. You see it. The temple. It's on the other side. It's supposed to be that way normally.
Arcanoloth says,
over here it's just
at CMDR_Rizzle, I mean, yeah, you can always be the guy that gets carried in randoms, but that's tangential to learning how to ship build.
So you said something too about the reputation. Which there's no way in hell. I mean, she's like barely won. So there's no choices really to do anything. You know, at the moment. So yeah. But yeah. Tossed and turned up in the air, crazy cracker. I mean, I got like the proto matter deflector thingy something. But yeah, this is a work in progress. This stuff just came off of my previous ship anyway. I wanted to have at least some of the weapons, you know, basic weapons or whatever that the ship would come with for like a discovery type thing anyway. So that's why I'm slowly changing out the weapons and stuff on that. But and all this stuff will change down here at the bottom too. It's just what I copied over like the other day or whatever directly from that ship. Anyway. Let me look.
CMDR_Rizzle says, just going based on the general aloofness, getting carried isn't necessarily a bad thing, is it? Ian, it's not like he's trying to climb the leaderboards or nothing.
True. I'll never be a leader, that's for damn sure. I have been streaming for 3 hours and 6 minutes. Says 13 viewers. I highly doubt it. Of those 13, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. Well, it's not really that one. Okay, it's just like 3 and you guys. That's it. There's not really that many there. Another one, some of them are, well, a lot of the bots have actually fallen off. That's pretty good. The bots that don't do a damn thing.
CMDR_Rizzle says, 75k channel points to keep going.
Keep going. Going doing what, though? Channel points. That's glossiness is pretty damn cool, though. Pew. But yeah, you know, like a spreadsheet or something would actually make this a whole hell of a lot better for me. You know, a list of these things in a certain order. Like say, you know...
CMDR_Rizzle says, always stuff to do to earn dilly. Stock up for Risa.
Dilly, right? Like this Control X, you know... Well,
Stygian_Sticks says, robot, purple_heart.
Like, you know, have it blank right there, like nothing, and have it in a list format. That's kind of like what I want to see, a list. Not this kind of a list. This is like a jumbled mess list. It's almost like on the Spire, I swear, there was like, at one time, it was duplicating a lot of what was already there. You look at one, it's the exact same thing.
At CMDR_Rizzle, I was only interested in talking about how to ship build cause I think it's interesting. Not saying how people should play STO, but I personally do not understand the point of playing such a complex game for people that don't care to engage with the mechanics. They could just watch a movie or play another game and it would be far less frustrating than STO. I will never get that mentality. Are they in a SAW dungeon and the dungeon master is forcing them to play?
That's right. It's a SAW map, and I'm being forced to play. Being forced to figure it out. Boink. I just need a list. I need a good damn list with all this stuff that's not in the way. See, that helps there a little bit.
Just Call McCower says, shithole.mp3.
Shithole.mp3. Yes, that's right. Shithole. It's the name of that sound, the SAW theme, or it was at one point.
_claps says, LUL pot friend.
I think they actually may have changed the name of it since then.
Arcanoloth says, I'm not saying people should care, but I am definitely saying, if they don't care, why play? Everything else about this game is a hellscape of gotcha mechanics. Why put up with all the bugs and monetization if you don't care about the one upside?
True. Well, I don't care about like paying to play. That's for sure. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when we are dead. Why is that inverted anyway? And do I need to edit her for some reason? Yes, I'm talking to you, Latasha. Because right there in her neck. Ah, damn it. Her endoskeletal suit or whatever is showing. Versus over here it's not. So it's like it's just off-centered. That sucks ass. The animation that goes through. Anyway. I'm gonna call it a night. Because I do have to get up earlier tomorrow to go to damn fucking work. Son of a bitch is work. Fucking cocksucking shit. I hate work. I hate it.
Arcanoloth says, yeah man GG. Stygian _sticks says, good night dude.
Night dude.
Mergim says, thanks for the show. Have a good one everybody leg club gif. CMDR _Rizzle says, I think it's interesting as well, but being a low money spent player, many things beneficial to my builds that I'll never obtain, so at times, I just slap some things together and go do this.
Are you on your feet all day? Hey, I'm working with you all day. I got a job. You don't pay my stain specialist. Hey, big guy. Shitting me? You don't just $19.99. You don't need all these. Here's how to work a stain specialist. Billy Mays here. Billy Mays just $19.99. Here's how to work a stain specialist. I'm working with you all day. Shitting me? Just $19.99. Here's how to work is real.
I love it. Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't know about the game either, and I don't take it as seriously.
Says, I would say science is the most scalable. It's cheaper on the low end than in weapons build since it only needs one item, the SICK def. Upgrade to MARK15 to function. As budget increases, it scales up well. Arcanoloth says, https://sites.google.com/view/stop-better. Arcanoloth says, anyone curious about builds but afraid to ask, check out the link, it's in Discord as well. Stream Elements says, https://sites.google.com/view/stop-better.
Captain, we are no longer orbiting Triacus.
We're no longer orbiting Triacus. Yeah, I'll check into all that kind of stuff when I get time.
Says, that's right, kids. Sto beta.
When I get time, I'll do that. I mean, I would have had time this past, this few weeks back and all that to actually do some of what I wanted to do, but then since the internet was dead, I couldn't, and I can't research things. I guess I should actually download, save that web page and have it available to just read. But anyway, I have to.
Arcanoloth says, and I'm around to hang on Discord if I'm not playing Minecraft.
Minecraft. I need to do something about Minecraft. I need to get into the new Minecraft. Just Call Me Core wants me to get in there too, and I know it. I'd get a server, but damn, it's expensive. Either way you go with it. You can either do Java or you can do the Bedrock / Xbox / Microsoft one, and it's still you pay to have a damn server. Whatever happened to like starting a damn game up and just playing and like having people hooked like link up with you? I mean, I've done that before. How'd I do that before? Not ever going into a server. What the fuck? Hell, I've done it to my own self. Hell, I've left my computer running at home with the Bedrock version, and then went to work one day and used. It's a smartphone that has no service because it's the one my sister's boyfriend at the time gave me. That was a dead battery. You just plug it in and to the wall and it's fine. And I played Minecraft on my break, connected to my home computer. I mean, how'd I do that before? Now you can't do that or whatever. You have to actually go to a Realm server or some shit. I don't know anymore. Whatever. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'll figure something out. Until then.
А ну, чики-брики в дамке!
I thank everybody for coming out.
CMDR_Rizzle says,
here.
Night y'all LLAPAMD Paul.
I think, alrighty, Night Riz. Thank Kenobi's Hut for rating me with a party of 5. That was nice of them. And even followed. Didn't even have to, but thanks. I'll check your channel out too, you know. Give you a follower if you need to. Eventually, not at the moment, because I have to go put clothes in the dryer, then go to bed, and go to fucking work anymore. Yeah. All right. Good night, Arcane Loath. Good night, Core. Good night, Jim Bob. I love the laughs tonight. That was fun. Laughing is good medicine. And Lord knows I need it. Everyone needs it. It's good to laugh and to have fun conversations. So yeah. Alright. Ended in 5 seconds. Or 5 finger count.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Take care now. Bye-bye then. I need to put that on there too, don't I? So yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, Juan Valdez. Bye-bye, everybody. Good night. See all of you tomorrow, maybe, I guess, if the internet doesn't go out. It rained today. It was supposed to storm tomorrow.
Hi, are you on your feet all day? I got a job. You're just
Hey, I'm working with you all day.
I got a job.
You don't need my source. Hey, I'm working with you all day.
Hey, big guy. Stain specialist.
Hey, big guy.
Shitting me? You don't just $19.99.
CMDR_Rizzle says, LOL.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Billy Mays. Billy Mays is $19.99.
Here's how Are you on your feet all day? With you all day.
Shitting me? Just $19.99.
Scorpwana says, Troy. Scorpwana says, laughing face.
Alrighty. You're counting. Y'all have a good one. See you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.